Now, if you guys seen the last video, this is a continuation of the same day. So as mentioned, we are going to be tearing out the clutch pedal assembly out of this car so we can start working on making a full hydro conversion bracket. So before I get too far into pulling out the clutch pedal, for us EF guys, be sure to take off your clutch cable. That's going to put too much tension on the clutch pedal itself, so mine's disconnected, as well as the throttle body cable. Moving into the car here, I've already pulled it out. Anyways, so inside the car, right here on top of the clutch pedal is a little hook for your clutch cable. Just unhook that like so. For the throttle cable right here, you pretty much just pull it out and just pop it over, and then that frees up the gas pedal. To take off the pedal assembly itself, let me try my best here. Right here on the top left, between the clutch and the brake pedal, there are two 12 mil, 1, 2, and then underneath that, under all this herpy weld, there's one 12 in the back. Across from that to the right, there's one right here, and then going up above this one, I don't know if you can see it, right back there is another 12 mil. That 4 right here, squared, holds the brake booster in place. And then under the gas pedal, there's a 12 right here as well. These are all nuts. Above at the top, it's a 12 bolt right here. You can see it. I don't know if you can or not, but there's one right here. And then you would have to take off the pin with the cotter pin in it for the brake master that connects to the brake pedal itself. I dropped the steering column because it makes life easier. I do the same thing when the dash is in place. It makes it a lot easier to access all the bolts. And then once you remove all of those, the pedal pretty much just comes right out. You got to maneuver the gas pedal over the steering column to get it out of the car completely. Oh, come on. Why you give me a hard time, huh? But anyways, I'm gonna finesse this out real quick and fix all that crap. So I'm disassembling the clutch pedal and the brake pedal so I can get to this mess. And as I was taking off the 14 mil for the clutch, I noticed that they used another top half of a brake pedal as a washer. Like what's the whole purpose of this? Make sure you take this off and not lose any of the Darlin plastic spacer thing right here, because that's what prevents it from having slop. The other one's right there. But yeah, now I'm gonna have to straighten this out because it's super crooked. This rod is supposed to be over here. This is supposed to be straight with this guy, but you can see it broke off. Now I can just go and get another pedal assembly, but I don't have money for it. So I'm gonna make do with this one. Try to repair it, plate it, whatever, stiffen it up. Alright guys, so I don't know if you guys noticed how much of a herpy weld was caked up in here, but me, my chisel, my vise, and my hammer pretty much chipped away and broke every single weld that was on here off. Sure, this may seem like a lot of work to a lot of people, but you know what, I take more pride in my shit when it's 100% working condition, and knowing that I put it together, I built it. It's a great feeling. So you can see right here, all of that is all torn apart. So my goal is to get this frame parallel again with this guy, because you know it was wedging the brake pedal in place, and I had to like bend it around to get it back out. So once that is straightened out, that should literally just slide right back in. I'm gonna straighten up this rod right here. Once I get everything making contact to each other right here in this spot again, I'll come up with a brace, a new plate or something to reinforce it, weld it really shut, really nice and penetrate it, and then fix this guy right here, lay a nice bead on that. I'm going to be using flux core. I've had great results from using flux core since I don't own a MIG welding machine, but yeah, it's looking very promising. So you can see that rod where I'm holding the camera, it's pretty straight. And then if you look at it right here, it's pretty straight from the top. Pretty straight. And then right here, it's pretty straight. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put a plate right here from the rod to that flat portion. I'm gonna put one right here at the bottom as well. And then I'm gonna weld this to this frame and reinforce this as well, possibly from the back side right there. So first plate on the top, weld it on, and then second plate right there at the bottom is welded on. I'm just going to try to find a way to get this shaft, this bolt, whatever, welded to this backside frame right here, and give it extra strength so that way this doesn't like shift this way when you step on the pedal. Like when you step on it, it doesn't flex out. So I need to brace this somehow to this guy and then weld it shut. I am running this on max amp with 4.5 wire speed, and the plate is pretty thick itself. That's why I penetrated pretty well. But when I use the same settings for the thinner metal, I burnt right through it. So what I did for that is I put it on minimum up, and then I fuse them together first, and then I hit it on max to fully get them to fuse together. And it's pretty strong right now, but I want that extra insurance, so gotta get that right there all welded up. All right, this is what I came up with. I got a steel washer. I don't know if you can see it, a steel washer, and I cut both ends until it fit in that crevice. And then you can see the bolt, the end of the bolt is right there inside the hole. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it on max power, max amp, and I'm gonna fuse that top really nice, and then I'm gonna circle around this washer, and then I'm gonna weld the washer to the bracket, and then this will pretty much be the back plate since this whole section on the bracket itself was gone. And then once I get that nicely welded up, I am going to fill pretty much all of this kind in right here. And when I make the bracket's pretty much going to be utilizing this bolt hole. It's going to come out, and then it's going to come and connect on top of this one as well. So this is also going to be strengthened by the hydro bracket that I'm going to make. So this should be plenty of good. And then this will be the extra support bracket to keep this from flopping downward when you step on the clutch pedal. So yeah, I have no idea what bracket this is. Like, I've never seen this design before, but it is very, 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 very effective. Oh, there it is. Hasport. If you guys want to check out some Hasport products, be sure to hit up Brian Gillespie at Hasport, and be sure to check out his channel at VTech Academy on YouTube. All right, well, so I got this off. I am probably going to take off this double bolt right here and take this master off, and I'm going to be using this for the bracket. I did find some pretty thick steel, about the same thickness I use for my cars. This is all I got, so I'm gonna have to make a template that would allow me to utilize all of that metal right there. I don't want to use that because that is shitty. You can get this from Home Depot. But yeah, I am actually, I think, no. This right here is a template from my brother's rear motor mount for all-wheel drive. I'm gonna need that for myself. But I had the template here somewhere, but it's apparently gone. So I'm gonna have to make a new template and trace out that. Yeah, I thought I had a plate down there, but I guess I don't. I'm gonna have to make a new template, and then I want to continue this video tomorrow because I don't have steel anyways to cut right now, and it's not late, but it is cold. My throat is super scratchy, and I don't want to be out here late anymore because I don't want to become sick, and I don't want to record in the dark anymore just because I get frequent comments about it. I'm gonna clean up, go warm up my room so I can go and warm up. All right, back in the garage, you guys. Where did we leave off last night? So last night I got this mounted to the brake booster because I kind of warped this a little bit when I was trying to bend it to get this guy to come back into its position. But what I did last night was pretty much, when I was cleaning up, I was like, I wanted to get this mounted on. So all I did really was drill a hole right under the let me see here, right under the hook for the clutch cable. I drilled a hole like nearly dead centered to fit the pin in for the clutch master to pin onto, so that way you know, obviously when you step on your clutch pedal, it'll, you know, move this rod into the clutch master. There was a question I got the other day on one of my other video where they were asking that if you went full hydro, are you able to go back to a cable transmission if you chose to go back to a cable transmission? The answer is yes, because we are still retaining this hook right here on top. Ideally, when you go back to a cable transmission, you either de-pin this right here and either remove this clevis and just let this kind of hang out, or you could unbolt this too right here and pull this out the bracket and remove this and the line all together, and then use your stock cable right back into place of this hook to engage your clutch lever. So and you know, the bracket's going to be fully removable if that's the case. So I got this plate right here, as mentioned yesterday. This is not enough. If I can try to find some more plates around the house, I will use them to make my bracket after the template. If I don't, then I'm gonna have to make a run to the store and find another plate to use to trace out my template to make my bracket. So I got the pedal assembly mocked up like upright position. Try to get this as vertical as possible, and have the clutch pedal fully you know, extracted outward as if you're not stepping on the clutch pedal. So I got to zip tie it in place right there, and then pretty much you want this guy to be vertical, so not like this, not like this, but straight up and down like so, right? And then I made the template in the back. This right here is made almost to the same shape of this base plate right here, and using this bolt as a guidance to hold this sucker into place. and in the same position I want it to be in when it's all said and done. So that's the first template, and then I'm gonna have to make the cross one, the front section where the clutch master is gonna be sitting up on or bolted onto. And I made this to the length of how far this guy sticks out. So if I was to make that plate, it'll be dead on flat surface with this guy. And then yeah, my explanation is kind of retarded, but you guys get the idea what I'm trying to do here, just as far as the visualization. All right, so this is what I came up with. If I held this nice and flat how it's supposed to be, you can see the plate right here in the front. I'm gonna cut that bottom, and I'm gonna cut this whole top section right here. I cut it a little bit bigger just so I had more than to run out. So you can see I already drilled out the hole right there. And then it's kind of hard to show you this with one hand. It's kind of flimsy because it's cardboard, but this, if this was sitting in the position that I wanted to sit, that rod to the pedal is going to be straight, and this is pointing upward, just how you would want it. So ideally it's going to look something like this, right? There's going to be some gussets and stuff right here in this corner to help support this angle. So when you transfer your template over to the metal, it is important to drill out these holes before you cut them out, so you have a bigger surface area to brace down on your drill press, which is what I used to cut these holes out without it flopping anywhere, without your hand being too close to the hole saw and lose a damn finger while you're doing this. So do this before you cut it out. So now that I got this all bolted up nice and flush, I extracted those stud as well. I am going to start cutting out my pieces to start tacking up my brackets. So right now I got the plates all tacked into place right there and right there. Test fitted again. You can see the rod is pretty straight, and it's pretty you know, lined up vertically how you would want this to sit to be able to properly bleed it. It's looking good. I got two gussets that's gonna be right here and one on the bottom to help support this when you're you know, depressing the clutch pedal. And ideally, if you didn't have the gusset, this plate will flex backwards. So hopefully the gusset will help support it from flexing backward. So far so good. I just need to put some you know, like washers or something in between here because it's pretty loose. But other than that, yeah, it's looking really good. So this is the final piece, the final construction, the final platform of my hydro conversion brackets. I added this little leg right here, which is gonna bolt up to the 14mm where the pedal is bolted to the stud that I repaired. This guy right there. And yeah, it's really strong. I tried flexing it forward, I tried flexing it backward, and it's pretty sturdy. I am 100% certain that this will do the job because it's been doing great in my brother's car and it's been doing great in my car. So this is like, I guess you could say a small DIY. Every pedal is going to be different because, see, mine is broken before, so I made that according to the position of everything here, even though it's not 100% straight. That's made for this one. I have another pedal assembly over here, which is way different than the one that's over there. This, I believe, is a wagon, which is also broken right there. The stud is actually positioned in a different spot. On the one that came off the CRX, is up in the front. See, this wagon one is in the back. So I get a lot of inquiries about, like, oh, could you make me a hydro conversion and stuff like that. Every pedal assembly is different. I can't guarantee you that mine will fit yours, and the reason why I don't make them for sale is because Hush Performance already make them for the market for the EF and DAs, and the reason why I make my own is because I can, and I don't have the money to buy their setup, so I'm a DIY person anyways. I make shit happen with whatever it is around my house, do a couple Google searches and get some ideas of other designs and make my own. So I'm gonna paint this black, and then I'm gonna reassemble the whole pedal assembly, and then give you the final look on it. I'm gonna try to put it in the car, but it's not 100% gonna be bolted in because the brake booster's not in place yet. The motor's still coming out. I can't continue this video any further because I don't have the dash 3 in line that goes to the transmission slave cylinder, so I'm gonna have to explain that a little bit later when I do get the line to finish the job. But what's in store for the rest of the day is pretty much just mounting up the reservoir in the engine bay and show you how I route the line for the fluids to the master itself, if I have lines lying around. So here is the final pedal assembly with my Ultra JDM pedal add-on optics. But here it is, all bolted up. I adjusted that rod a tad bit to get this play how I want it to be, but I can't fully adjust that yet until this is all into the car, and then everything else is by the foot feel of the pedal. But yeah, that is all said and done. All right, kind of skipped ahead here, guys. I got the reservoir mounted up. This is pretty much the OEM bracket. I just slightly bent the bracket from a 90 degree to like a 40 or 45, so I can mount it on this firewall tab and get this to sit straight rather than slant. Here we got a dash 3 nylon braided hose. I think it's a dash 3 or dash 4, don't remember, but I had just enough to get it to run to the inside of the car. Here we got the pedal mounted. We got one bolt right there, right there, and then we got one bolt here on the bottom. So here we got the nylon braided hose all the way to the master, just enough left over in my bin, and worm clamped as tight as I can so it doesn't leak, because if you are doing this with the dash on and it starts leaking, it's a bitch to get to get it to not leak anymore. Like on my brother's, I had to reach up and put double worm clamp to stop the leak. I got a fitting right here into the master itself, but I don't have a line, and the line that I'm gonna need is a 45 degree angle, so it's going to come up and out. You can use a straight, but depending on the car, I know my brother's, his was almost touching the firewall top half here, so I am going to run a 90 out, and from here through the heater hole grommet to the transmission is about 55 inches long, so I'm going to have to get one 55-inch custom made to route the stainless steel line on the inside of the car, and then pop out that hole through the firewall to the tranny rather than have it coming out this way and then across. That's that for the hydro conversion bracket assembly. All right, so I don't think there's much more I can do today, so that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up, clean up, grab something to eat, go edit some more videos so I can keep them daily vlogs coming. If you guys find this tutorial helpful, or this DIY helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. Share with your friends if you're some EF or DA guys needing to go hydro. Hopefully this will help you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.